of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Morning, everybody.
Morning. Morning.
Got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
I want to hear about the Dee Schneider thing again, though.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was driving in this morning, and I hear, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. I'm like, oh, what's this doing on, AM radio and stuff? And then I hear, at our motels, you don't have to take a coffee machine in the bathroom. There'll be a coffee machine in our mini kitchens that are available all around. We're not gonna take it anymore. You don't have to take it anymore. I'm like, oh, man.
You think Dee Schneider knows about this one?
I'm sure he does.
Sometimes they don't know.
I don't know.
Sometimes they don't know.
Yeah, does he own his music and stuff like that? You won't have to take dirty duvets at our hotel.
But sometimes broadcasters will take a song and go, wait, I know what I could do with this commercial.
Yeah?
I don't know. I'm just asking. If he knows about it, it's pretty sad.
You've got the right to choose where your coffee machine is. There's no way you'll lose the taste of... right. It's terrible. I was like, because I remember when this was... the anthem for We're Not Gonna Take It.
That's right.
This is like, yeah, man, we're not gonna take it, man. And now it's like a fucking coffee machine in a hotel.
But what's the problem with coffee machines in hotel rooms?
We're not gonna take bagels at our continental breakfast. We want more. What?
But what's the problem with coffee makers?
I guess people don't like their coffee maker in the shitter.
Yeah.
This place apparently has a little mini kitchen. I can't even tell you what the name of the chain was. I was just, I was kind of put off by the whole, we're not going to take it, and it was the coffee machine being in your shitter instead of in this mini kitchen.
Wait, some hotel rooms put it in the shitter?
Yeah, the cheaper hotels, like,
but who cares
I think your
if it's
Holiday.
In there? Gives a fuck. The coffee sucks anyway. You get a quick half cup before you maybe, hit the streets and find a Starbucks or something.
I guess people are thinking those shit molecules are flying around the bathroom and they'll land in there.
But that's what's going to make you decide on a hotel?
Hey, we're not going to take it.
Dumb.
We're not going to take it. We're not going to take coffee makers in the shitter. No! We're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to take a long check-in. No! No! Whoa! Oh, boy. Oh, D.
You think this is not quite the rebellion that used to be?
No, it kind of... it's Extended Stay America.
What the hell is Extended Stay America?
I don't know. I never heard of it.
Is that a new hotel chain?
Machines in the shitter.
I've been thinking Extended Stay.
Oh, God. Yeah. That gave me a little chuckle on the way in. A little chuckle.
It's always sad when some of your favorite bands or songs become like commercial product.
And it happens more and more. It used to be such a taboo for a
that's
band
long gone.
To sell out, as they say, with commercials. But, I mean, all of them do it. And especially the classic guys, because you were saying, what's Dee going to do, I mean...
I think...
ding, 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 ding.
Oh, wait, is this the actual commercial?
That must be it.
All right, hold on.
All right, let's listen.
All right, this is what Ann saw. So there's a coffee machine. Where is it now?
Hey, it's in a mini kitchen. It's not in the shitter.
Who cares?
I care.
Go ahead.
I don't care.
Oh, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
They're singing, we're not gonna take it. And they're holding their coffee pots.
You'll never make coffee in a hotel bathroom again. At Extended Stay America, you get a fully equipped kitchen with Culligan filtered water, free grab-and-go breakfast, and free in-room Wi-Fi. Now stay at the newly refreshed Extended Stay America by the day, week, or month. Extended Stay America, the new way to stay. Book now.
The best part, new way to stay. You see that dumb breakfast? The guy grabbed an apple that you know is bruised.
The best part of that, can we go to the middle, is the fucking bad acting of the guy in the blonde hair pouring
his shitty coffee coffee out
how
of the...
awful his acting is. He's just, I thought I was bad. This guy is fucking terrible.
Obviously, the gig didn't pay much.
At Extended Stay America, you get a fully equipped kitchen with Culligan filtered water, free grab-and-go breakfast.
How awful is he?
He can't even pour
I don't know why.
coffee.
I just hate him.
Look, it's just shitty apples and shitty oranges.
Of course it is, but we're not going to take it.
That's your free grab-and-go breakfast, a shitty bruised apple.
I like that they have a parade of people walking down the street with their coffee pots, their glass coffee pots, in this "we're not going to take it" kind of a rebellion.
And Dee, let's not forget, it's coming up. Thank you, Kevin from Connecticut. Dee Schneider does a Stanley Steamer commercial.
Yes, Stanley Steamer. And is it "We're Not Going to Take It"?
Maybe they used the other hit.
Oh, yeah. What was the other one?
I Want to Rock?
I want to rock. Oh, no.
I don't know. Let's find
I Want to Rock? I want a clean carpet.
I guess times are tough for Dee Schneider. Why is he doing this?
It's rock and roll.
Rock and Roll Carpet is the name of the...
All right, let's hear Rock and Roll Carpet.
You won the D. Snyder weekend! Woo! Hell, what's the party? Now I love the party!
They're partying and they're messing the carpet up. They really
Sure are.
I'm good.
Nobody cleans the rock and roll out of your carpet like Stanley Steamer. For carpet, wood, and tile.
Oh, they did an original song and everything for him.
Wow.
Dee Schneider looks really creepy in the makeup now.
He really does.
Something happens.
I didn't think he could look creepier than he used to, but I guess the as you get older, that estrogen is pouring in. It looks a little more tranny-like.
Yeah, we're kind of friends with him, too. But
I know.
I mean, come on. What are you doing, D?
What's he going to do?
Writing original songs for Stanley Steamer?
Stanley Steamer.
Putting on the old makeup?
Ah.
You think people will request the Stanley Steamer song when they tour?
I don't know.
Play Stanley Steamer!
When does it start happening with like newer bands or other bands that haven't sold out yet?
Well, you got to be a huge band that hasn't had success in a couple decades. Those type of bands.
I see like Quaker Oats oatmeal using like Spoon Man. And the guy's like, and he's like dishing, he's got his spoon and he's all psyched to dig into his Quaker Oats oatmeal. Spoon Man. Yeah.
But Soundgarden's still doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah, they are.
Well, I know, but
I saw them last summer. They were great.
Well, that's just it. He could, he could do that. Spoon Man.
I guess.
I don't know. Isn't there a bottle, like a baby bottle called a Even Flow? Maybe they could do that.
Pearl Jam's.
Even Flow. and you just see like a woman feeding her baby with a bottle. I don't know. That would be nice.
Yeah, but they're doing well too, man. Pearl Jam channel.
Even Flow for your baby. Even Flow. Yeah. Feeding my baby because my baby's been crying again. You're ready to burp him, but because he's got a lot of air inside his belly. Again. Yeah. Whoa. Diapers. Putting on the diaper because it made a bigger duty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. At the bottle, making sure it's warm when you put it on your wrist. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Whoa, feed him. Feed him out the bottle because he's hungry and he's crying. Oh, yeah. Well, get the bottle. Get the bottle. Which one are you going to get? We're going to get the Even Flow. Right.
I want to let everyone know that was not written down.
No, you just.
That's pretty damn impressive.
Jesus, Sam.
I just like doing that part. Anyone can sing Pearl Jam. Yeah. So you watched the Michael Moore?
I did not watch the Michael Moore.
I watched the Michael Moore.
I was so. You know what? I was actually having a nice evening, so I figured I'd not fuck it up. Even I, at some point, say...
Have to turn it off?
I'm going to fucking hang out in my goddamn pool.
Well, I like the Michael Moore. He fights back a little bit. At least he's pushing a little bit.
I like Michael Moore,
He's a bit on the crazy side, but at least he's pushing. I don't mind people pushing to start some debate.
Yeah. But
the one scene from Bowling for Columbine, which you can't really deny, is when they go over the gun stats for the rest of the world, and it is just crazy.
Yeah.
The rest of the world has way less than 100 murders a year by guns, and then America, when the film was made, was 11,000 and change.
It's also
that just shows you something is weird in this country.
Yeah, they do kind
and
of.
that doesn't mean I'm against guns, by the way. All I'm saying is just something is weird with this country. I don't know what it is. Most people don't know what it is. Why do we have so much more gun violence than the rest of the world?
I think the plus sides of our culture, everything that makes our culture good, also has that you don't get something for nothing effect.
Yeah.
So for all the good that happens because of our free culture and our free society and how we came up as a country, and we're still a relatively young country, I think the bad part of that is this kind of violent tendencies that Americans seem to have.
But they showed some of these countries. I'm like, man, I think I want to move there tomorrow with my family. The odds of not getting shot are really good.
Well, yeah.
I mean, really good.
I mean, Germany's always cited in that little stat and
they're
everything.
under 100.
And then you only have to go back a few years to realize, they weren't really saintly either.
Of course not.
I mean, Germany was responsible for quite a few deaths in the world.
Of course.
Back in the 30s and 40s.
And obviously every country has their problems.
Yeah. And there's a lot of illegal gun deaths. Yes, I agree,
Want to hear Michael Moore? We got a couple clips, a little taste.
Yes, please.
A little taste. He was on Piers Morgan last night. This gun issue is huge in everyone's minds, except for Mitt Romney and Barack Obama.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know about our political system. They're going to keep their yaps shut until after the election. That's so pathetic.
Yeah, they don't
take a stand.
They don't want to take a stand.
But take a stand, whether you're for it or against it. I need to know.
Yeah.
But they're keeping quiet, and it drives me nuts.
Don't people know where Obama stands? Isn't he way bigger on gun control?
Of course, but he's not going to say anything because he doesn't want to lose votes.
Yeah.
And Romney's not going to say anything because he doesn't want to lose votes. They both suck for not speaking up about this.
Yeah.
Here's Michael Moore on Piers Morgan.
When he brought his own children into it, when he said, my two daughters go to the movies.
Okay, I set up because I did watch the whole hour. This is Obama basically. Obama likes to kind of put his daughters and stuff into tragedies now.
Yeah. Apparently.
Or like if I had a son, it would have he would have looked like Trayvon Martin. We remember that one.
Yes.
But, so now he's using my daughters go to movies.
Yeah, I think we all do. You don't have to really personalize it, but okay.
I wish I was Obama's son because, I think when his daughters go to movies, it's a lot different than when you and I go to movies.
Of course. Believe me,
if
Obama's daughters were at the movies.
Let's not make believe they're like, hey, Daddy, can I have $20? I'm going to go see The Dark Knight tonight.
Yeah, the guy would have been lit up with an MP5 to his face.
How about they shut down the entire town so the kids could go see the latest movie?
Yeah,
they wouldn't let him park there. He wouldn't have been allowed to park his car right behind the theater.
Right, I think there'd be people at the door. And
so I like how he's personalizing it, but the fact remains they do things very differently than you and I.
Yeah.
Very differently. But that's what's happening here. Michael Moore is going with the comment that Obama said, my daughters go to movies.
When he brought his own children into it, when he said, my two daughters go to the movies, and what if it were them? Well, I guess if President Obama is watching right now, and I say this with all due respect, what if it were them? What if it were them last Thursday night? Would you stand at the microphone the next day and say, I feel your pain, and, the existing gun laws, this is what he said, the existing laws are enough. Is that really what you'd say, Mr. President? I don't think so. And you and I and everybody, we have to see these children, these young people who were killed on Thursday night, Friday morning. We have to see them as our children. We as Americans, and this is really where the larger collective problem has to be fixed. We have to see that we're part of each other, and we have to take care of each other. The reason why they have universal health care in Canada and Britain and these other places is because they believe if one suffers, everybody suffers. That is not our mentality. Our mentality is, I got mine, you get yours, and to hell with everybody else.
Nice.
Oh, at least I wasn't in that theater, you know. I mean, we have to stop this.
I like Michael Moore even when I don't agree with him. He's hard for me not to like.
I don't like him.
I know you don't.
But
I just don't like him.
But he was on the show, and we didn't really challenge him at all.
No, he was. It really
We
wasn't.
didn't challenge him at all when he was in here.
But that was a few years ago. He's really, especially with this, with Twitter, he's really putting his opinions out there a lot more. And I absolutely think he's entitled to his opinions. I got no problem with that.
Well, let's tweet him.
I never blocked him or anything. I read what he writes, but I really think he's this. Just obviously he's a liberal, but he's this fucking like holier than thou. I think he's delusional about what goes on in this country.
Well, why don't we get him on the phone? Let's tweet him and see if he'll do a quick phoner today. But then again, he told Piers he's done with this shit.
Yeah.
He basically said, I'm done with this shit. Meaning, I'm not going to talk about this anymore because nothing changes.
Oh, good man.
He's frustrated by the whole thing.
Yeah, that's where
We've had some high-profile, gun violence go down in the last, 10, 20 years, and nothing changes is basically what he's saying. So he's done talking about it because he knows nothing will change anytime soon. Which is true, by the way. Nothing will change.
Yeah, nothing will change.
People will babble. I was watching all the news stations last night. I watched a shitload. And they're already fading away from the Aurora shooting.
Yeah.
They're moving on to other things. I mean, it's time for the Olympics, people.
The Olympics.
That's going to be way more important than gun violence in America within a day.
Hey, is this true about the Olympics? That they got that beach volleyball, which is the only really cool thing to watch because the chicks are in little fucking skimpy stuff.
I can't wait.
Are they going to... I heard this. I don't know if it's true. Cover up a little more than they usually do to appease the Muslims. That's what I heard.
Why?
And
I hope so.
And England is always appeasing the fucking Muslims.
So they're changing their volleyball uniforms?
They might not be in such skimpy attire. But
there's no reason to watch.
I don't know. I'm not saying, but true? Is it true?
That would be a shock if somebody actually went out of their way to appease. Oh, that's right.
Could you? Yes, I am stammering because I'm getting excited. Could you Google image volleyball uniforms, please?
This is saying London's chilly summer could mean long sleeves over bikinis.
Stop it.
That's the excuse they're
fucking
using?
playing volleyball. I don't think they worry about fucking
hell no
being chilly.
Right.
You ever see these chicks fucking diving around and stuff?
Oh yeah, I do.
Fucking hot. Fucking hot.
I love when they have to pull their wedgies out in between points.
Yeah.
Look, there you go.
Oh, man.
Look at that. Thank you, Sam.
That's a good one.
The Muslims wouldn't like that, though, probably.
No, the Muslims probably wouldn't like that fucking
How do you not
amazing
like
ass.
that? Do they just get mad at that?
They just get so angry.
Why do they get angry at that?
They're like, they can't have it.
Why?
They can't have it, so
Why
they're
would
pissed.
that bother you?
Because they can't have something they don't want anybody else to see it or enjoy it. And if they don't look at it, they don't want to deal with their own frustration. Like, hey, I like that. Every guy looks at that and wants it.
Blow it up! Blow it up! They just hate it.
Wow, way. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow. So we're not going to see that? Huh?
No, maybe not.
Nothing's going to be bouncing around?
You see the Brazilian teams fucking come on, it's crazy.
Brazil.
The Brazils. It's like, really? You're going to put Brazilians in that? They're known for those aces. Oh, God, look at that one.
Oh, my God.
Doesn't that look smackable?
Of course.
Right there, that cheek.
Why do they spell it with an S, by the way?
Brazil.
Brazil.
Well, we say Brazil with a Z.
Brazil.
We're wrong.
Yeah.
I say we're right. We're America.
It's Brazil.
Let's make them start with the Z.
Oh, look at them hugging. They're patting each other's side fannies. Yay, good hit. That's hot, man.
We should start hugging each other after a good show.
I don't disagree. In those outfits.
In those outfits.
In volleyball outfits.
So Michael Moore demands a change, and Michael Moore talks about the Trayvon Martin shooting as well.
I wonder what his take is.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
We have to stop this attitude toward each other, and we have to realize that those were our children who were killed there this past weekend.
Not mine.
And if you treat it like that, man, I think if everybody honestly really felt that way, we would have some change in this country, and these politicians would respond quickly. If people would just rise up and say, damn it, this is not the America I'm going to live in. This is too great of a country to let this happen again. Ooh. I am not going to let this happen again. Whoa. And I am not going to come on another damn TV show either after the next one of these shootings, Piers, because I haven't done it for 10 years. To be nice to you, and you're a good guy, and you made a good case to me to come on, but I'm sick of this. I refuse it. I refuse to live in a country like this, as I said and before. I'm not leaving. So therefore, what am I going to do? It's got to change. And I
refuse to live in a country.
Americans who feel the same way as I do, and I believe it's the majority. Help me change this. Help everyone change this.
The great thing about Michael Moore, which I witnessed last night, he always starts out really strong, and then he always loses it by the end. He can't bring it all together.
No. I got no problem with him. I think at times he comes off as sincere. You know, he's probably very frustrated.
He's a nice man.
I think he genuinely does care about people. I don't know if he cares about the long-term country thing like he makes it sound like. I think he's delusional in some aspects of what the problem is in this country, especially when he talks about Detroit and Flint and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't agree with a lot of what he says. I do agree that, you know, it would be nice if we could do something about this issue, because anytime anybody's killed in one of these things, it's, you know, you can't just write it off like, well, that's business as usual. That's just what the statistics show, because people don't like hearing that their statistics or their loved ones are just statistics. But you know, until a real solution comes about, and I haven't heard one on either side. No. I really honestly have not heard a true solution on the gun rights advocate side or the gun control side. It's just
both sides suck.
I don't know what the actual solution is. I know what I do as a gun owner. I consider myself very responsible. I lock up my weapons. They're behind a locked door with an alarm on it.
I found a rifle behind a cushion this week. It's just not true. Yeah, I saw
you know what? I put that there so long ago. I forgot it was there, Jimmy.
I'm like, what is this? It was a loaded rifle.
Oh, yeah, do you lose? It fired. It went through the door. Yeah. We laughed.
Do you lose guns like people lose car keys?
Yeah, like car keys.
Oh,
where's my 45?
Right here it is.
I don't. Oh, I put it somewhere.
You are a very responsible gun owner.
I make sure it's locked up.
I think we know that by now.
So they don't get stolen. Because that seems to be a problem. That's the problem a lot of gun control activists have, is that legal gun owners, yes, they have the guns, but a lot of times they're stolen, and then they enter this illegal market, and it's just more illegal guns. You got to be responsible. You got to make sure you do everything you can to keep them out of children's hands and out of the hands of criminals. And by locking them up, that's what you got to do. I either have them locked or on me.
I think you got to get kind of radical about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling you the other day, I think if you use an illegal gun and you kill somebody, you should die.
That sounds crazy. The idea of horrific penalties.
But I know that sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
But here's a person that took an illegal gun and killed somebody. Yeah. Why should you be able to live?
Right.
And people go, oh, well, that's nuts. Well, maybe not. Yeah. Maybe that would make people think twice the next time.
I think any gun crimes should be amazing penalties. This kid that just got shot up in the Bronx, they just caught.
What do you mean the kid? The 4-year-old?
Yeah.
It was a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Illegal gun?
17-year-old Demetri. Of course.
Right.
Illegal gang violent guns and stuff. And I think if that
how'd they catch him? Sorry to interrupt you. How'd they catch him? Did somebody turn him in?
I think somebody finally said something, because that's usually what happens. No one says shit when it's just, your basic gang shootout. But when a kid gets hit, then they start, let's fucking talk. Let's get the police in this. Let's help the police. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen all the time, but...
So what happens to this kid now? How many years does he get?
Oh, man.
Because the 4-year-old gets no more years, by the way.
No years, right. You're right.
No more years.
None more years for you.
That drives me fucking nuts. 4-year-old, no more years. How many years will this kid get, outside of prison eventually?
A lot of times because of the age, they plea it out. They talk about how it's just detrimental to put somebody in prison for a long period of time, for life, and oh my God, look at his upbringing, this, that, and they just pour this bullshit on,
right.
And it just perpetuates the whole thing.
But ridiculous consequences for people using illegal guns.
Ridiculous. I'm all for that.
That would completely help the situation. It really would.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a complete psychopath to then finally, use an illegal gun.
Yeah.
And it will still happen, but maybe you knock down the numbers a bit. I don't know.
I am for background checks. I go through it. I am for that. And I know the NRA even has a problem with certain aspects of that.
Yeah.
But and it wouldn't have helped in this situation. Nothing
at all.
Nothing would have helped in this situation.
Even if you changed the laws drastically, it wouldn't have helped this case. If you could go back in time.
He still
People know
would have
that,
been able
right?
to go in as an American citizen, purchase weapons, and if really all fucking things came apart and he wasn't able to purchase a weapon, the guy was making bombs.
Yeah.
He was making bombs that he would have just thrown into the theater then.
And I'm starting to read the eyewitness accounts. And I only read this shit for the radio show. Like, if I wasn't doing this radio show, I would avoid all this stuff. It's happening. You don't need, the details. You just could imagine how horrific it was. But I guess for the show to try to be informed, this asshole was, picking his victims. He was pulling them up by the hair and shooting them in the head.
Jesus Christ.
Did he really? Is that what he was doing?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. There's some eyewitness accounts out there now that are just chilling.
Wait, people that were playing dead or that were dead?
He was just according to one eyewitness account, he was just picking his victims, and he was demanding them to stand up because he sees some of them laying down to try to kind of, cover up or hide, and he's demanding them to stand up, and then he's shooting them.
That's terrible.
This fucking guy.
He has to wear a mouth guard. There's a picture of him in the Daily News. Right. He has to wear a mouth guard because he spits on the guards.
Really? I would fucking be the guy that kills him, and I would take my fucking... I would take the consequences.
You wish a guard would do that.
No, and I understand. They got their lives to protect.
No, but you wish
they got
they would.
families and all that shit. But there's no reason as a society that we should allow this fucking piece of shit to live another day.
Yeah, he's garbage.
And, but we'll argue the case for years, and maybe it'll be a death penalty case. But now he's faking crazy, so maybe they don't do the death penalty thing with this asshole. And then a bunch of years will go by, and his life will be his life in prison.
Yeah.
He won't be suffering. God, it drives me nuts.
It is ridiculous.
Take him out back, shoot him, and throw him in a dumpster. I'm serious.
That's what the Russians did to Citizen X. He was convicted. They knew it was him, the guy who killed all those kids for all those years. When he was done, they just took him into a room and fucking blew his brains out. They
There's
just
something
shot
to
him in
be
the
said about that.
Absolutely is.
And don't say we're better than that, because I really don't.
No,
I really don't believe we are in the end.
We're not.
Everyone knows he did it.
Right.
If there's no doubt here, a theater full of people saw him walk in. There's bombs in his apartment. We know it's him.
He's a real piece of shit.
Yeah. And you're right. We're not better than that. Come on, stop.
Well,
We're
that's
not
the
better
argument.
than
People will say we're just better than that. And really, are we?
Yeah.
Maybe you take a few of these guys out back, shoot them, and throw them in a dumpster. Maybe that'll make the next person think a little harder about it.
Yeah.
Because he really did. It's funny. He's a crazy guy. He really did protect himself by not getting shot. He could have went out in a blaze of glory.
Right.
But he didn't want to.
No, man. And now we have to deal with this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Spitting on the guard. But the only thing is this. Let me tell you something. Jail guards are not exactly spit on guys. Those are not guys that are cool with being spit on. They're like fucking convict tough.
Yeah.
They're waiting until they can hurt this dude. There's some way they want to fucking.
But they got cameras and all that shit now. That's like
true.
You talk to some of these NYPD guys and they say, "Wow, man." Times are different, and I'm sure it's the same way in these jails and prisons.
Yeah.
I'm sure, in the 70s and 80s, there was some fucking justice going on.
See a picture of the Daily News of him with the fucking mouth guard.
Really?
He has to have a little towel around his mouth so he doesn't spit on guards. But the way to get him to stop spitting on guards is to let a guard
knock his teeth
put
out.
on a glove and knock his teeth out. If you spit on me again, you break his jaw. Wire his jaw shut.
Yes.
That's how you stop him from spitting on the guards.
Right.
That would be great. Oh, just fucking pound his jaw, shatter it.
He's the Joker.
He's the Joker. Are you?
Yeah, you're just
not.
a fucking coward is what you are.
Dickbag.
The volleyball story is horseshit.
It is? Okay.
English gent from the United Kingdom.
That's why I didn't go off like that saying, this is bullshit. I said, this is what I heard, and I wanted to know if it was true.
They've been told that they can cover up a bit if the weather isn't warm, for fuck's sake. Stop with the disinformation.
I did. What disinformation?
I'm just reading his thing.
Holy shit, you asshole.
These guys
I put
get
it out
very
there
uptight.
asking if it was true, and now we know it's not, so we put it out there.
Why can't that guy just sit back and enjoy the show?
Fucking cocksucker.
It's very uptight.
Amazing.
We're supposed to be the ones uptight. You're supposed to just enjoy this shit.
Enjoy the show.
Right. Another clip from Michael Moore. He takes on the Trayvon Martin case.
The Trayvon Martin case, where George Zimmerman, if he hadn't been carrying a gun, indisputably, Trayvon Martin would still be alive.
And he might be
dead. It was the fact that he had a...
Holy mother of fuck, why doesn't anybody say that? If he didn't have a gun, Trayvon Martin would be alive.
Right.
And Zimmerman might be dead. So what the fuck? And that, by the way, would have gotten no attention in the news.
Oh, no, not at all.
Indisputably, Trayvon Martin would still be alive. It was the fact that he had a gun. Whichever side of the argument you believe, and we don't know all the facts, and it may or may not come out in the court case, but the bottom line is, if the gun hadn't physically been on George Zimmerman, then Trayvon Martin couldn't have been shot. George Zimmerman was perfectly legally entitled to carry this firearm around. That firearm led to Trayvon Martin being shot.
Yeah, that's how it works. Jesus.
Can I say something about that? About the Trayvon Martin thing? Let me put it this way. Let's say George Zimmerman's right when he says that Trayvon Martin was trying to kill him. All right? But it was George Zimmerman who was told by the police to quit stalking this boy.
Stop
See,
right
Michael
here.
Moore's right,
Stop
though.
right
He
here.
was told by the police.
No, he was. Don't even, Jimmy.
The police did say that, right?
No, they didn't.
I've heard
I think
it.
you're right, Jimmy.
This is so fucking... This is where
I saw an
Michael
AP
Moore
article on that.
fucking loses me.
What
when
happened?
he pulls this bullshit.
What, just-
that is a
what,
lie.
just getting some facts out
Yeah,
there?
the
That
police
is a
did say.
fucking lie right there. The police didn't tell Zimmerman to stop stalking Trayvon. The 911 operator, who has no authority to tell anybody on scene anything, told him, we don't need you to do that, when he said he was following Trayvon. He was following him because he's the neighborhood watch guy waiting to see if Trayvon is doing anything, because it's an odd situation that he's looking at. It's not your run-of-the-mill normal evening. He's looking because they have had break-ins in that development. So he's looking to see what Trayvon was doing. This is his testimony, his fucking report to the police. So when he said he was following him, and the 911 operator said, we don't need you to do that, it doesn't mean the police told him to stop stalking him. Michael Moore is fucking lying here.
I think it's your word against his, I guess.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, I've heard on the tape where the police told him to stop following.
Yeah, who answers 911 if not the police?
You heard it, right?
Yeah.
I guess we're going to have to agree to disagree on this
Yeah.
one, because
Oh,
Michael
no.
Moore...
The police said don't follow, and he
Yeah,
followed.
Michael Moore was on CNN. You're
this
just
is
on
what
this
happened.
This is what
silly
happened.
radio show.
Shut up, you're all crazy.
I might have to believe Michael Moore over you.
Yeah.
CNN is
hate
much
you
more
all.
reputable.
Why? I wouldn't.
than
If
this
the cops
place.
told me not to follow,
Wow.
I'd go home.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was George Zimmerman who was told by the police to quit stalking this boy. And he was the one who was committing the infraction against the law by disobeying the police and going after Trayvon Martin.
Holy
Doesn't Trayvon Martin actually have the right to kill George Zimmerman if George Zimmerman is stalking him and the police have told him not to stalk him?
Well, there
No.
you go.
The yell is silent and stalk, by the way,
Yeah.
Michael.
Holy shit, is that guy just a fucking... First of all, he's lying and talking about misinformation. This motherfucker...
Did Pierce correct him?
Yeah, I doubt it.
No.
You don't... First of all, you don't have... You can't use deadly physical force when someone's following you.
Calm.
You can't. Oh, God, that's fucking hot.
Calm. You all right? You all right?
The police
Hold
did
on.
tell him.
I'm calming Anthony down. Calm. You all right?
So we were trying to help him.
You all right?
Yeah. Oh, that's
All right, I'll take it away now.
hot. You can't use deadly physical force.
Right.
For someone following you.
Right.
It can't be done. You can't... He says Trayvon had... the ability to use the stand your ground, use of deadly physical force, because he's being followed. What's this stalked thing? And then secondly, the fucking police didn't tell him anything. The police did not tell him to stop stalking Trayvon. Don't fucking say
Hey.
Oh, look at those fucking tits.
You all right? Everything's good, right?
Yeah.
You don't remember
Oh,
about Trayvon
God.
Martin anymore.
Oh, Trayvon.
Sure, he remembers because all he
Trayvon
thinks of is
who?
Trayvon fucking that girl and he gets angry all
Oh my
over
God,
again.
that does.
I gotta thank, I don't even know who this is. BC Justin on Twitter just sent a nice volleyball picture. You think she plays for the U.S. team, or is it just a model?
Man, I don't know. It's pretty high. I know. Look at that fucking.
You can see
nice
everything.
big fat one.
She's just holding a volleyball. She's a bit sweaty. Her nipples are popping out. I don't think that's one of our athletes. I might have to tweet that picture for everybody.
Look at that.
Isn't that nice?
Jesus.
See, you forget about the George Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin thing when you see that.
But the fact that Michael Moore is able to go on a national forum like that and spread fucking out and out lies about what happened is that's where he fucking gets me to the point where I can't stand him.
Well, that's where Piers loses me. He's got to challenge people on stuff.
And this is
he's not a bad interviewer, but he doesn't challenge people on anything.
Because Michael Moore's just ill-informed. I don't think he's lying. I think he's
How
ill-informed.
does that motherfucker ill-informed when he's doing nothing but commenting on these things where you better fucking be informed if you're going to comment on it? On a national forum on CNN, he's going on a show and commenting on shit he knows nothing about. The police never said shit to him.
But think about
to
this.
Zimmerman about following anybody.
He's only on that show because he said Piers made a good case for him to come. Like, Piers, people love to cart him out because he gets people upset.
Yeah.
He didn't go out and ask to be on that show. He probably said, nah. And they're like, look, we really want you to come on. So he's just giving his opinion on shit. But he's probably not. He's probably just thinks he's telling the truth and he's wrong.
Yeah, well, you know what? He doesn't think he's telling the truth. That's what I get from this. I know from reading enough of his shit, and he reads these fucking reports, these police reports. He knows what happened. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, but I think it's also bullshit that Michael Moore said that he was talked into going on Piers Morgan. I think Michael Moore loves
He
the
loves
spotlight.
it.
I think that's kind of bullshit as well. A lot of bullshit last night.
Well, the police, though, I mean, it's hard to get a Sam. You can't argue that, right?
The police tell you to do something. If you don't follow them and things happen, maybe you should have listened to the cops.
All right. I know your fucking little act here, you two.
We should get more clips from Michael Moore on Piers Morgan. It was a whole hour of stuff on guns.
Like, why have him on why have him on for an hour unless you just want to upset people?
Yes.
There's no.
I think it's the whole hour.
You could have on. There's a lot of people you could have on too.
I tuned in about 10, 15 minutes late, so I would assume he was already talking.
Well, you know
Brad
something?
Thor said that. He said he was the guest for an hour.
He fucking when he says shit like this, his credibility for anything should go out the fucking window. For his credibility on his gun control arguments, on his fucking arguments about urban crime, and his delusional fucking take on that. Everything just gets thrown out the fucking window when he out and out is lying about what happened.
How many people were shot yesterday in Chicago? I think you tweeted it, right?
15. No, it was in 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes, 6 people were shot?
6 people shot,
Was
1
that it?
killed in 15 minutes in Chicago, where, by the way, the ability to carry a gun, a concealed weapon, is completely against the law. You're not allowed to do it. So all these people, what? They were law-abiding citizens? No.
Do we have that stat? We were asking for that yesterday about how many, the top 5 or 10 gun states, like what's the stats?
Yeah. Oh, that just shows.
Maybe
us.
one of the interns do that or something? You rock, instead of having them fucking run around and dribble balls outside or whatever it is they do?
Yeah.
I went to stats yesterday.
That just shows there's too many guns out there.
Oh, my God.
There's just too many guns out there.
My
In a way,
God.
you're right, though. They're really, it's
There's
like
just too many
literally
guns
too
out
many
there.
illegal ones there are.
Yeah, too many guns. And that's why this shit is happening.
Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus.
Ball League 4, behave,
Tell them to behave.
Yeah.
You fat fuck. Love that song.
It really is a fucking...
toe-tapping ditty, isn't it?
That should be a fucking club music hit. The exception of
really?
everyone you're talking about is the ones who be dancing to the song.
Right. Have a lot of people leaving the dance floor and folding their arms.
Yeah. We don't want to bowl for behavior.
Right.
Ain't bowling or behaving.
So there you go. Can we get more clips from Michael Moore, please?
Yeah, sure.
Mediaite might have some of the juicier stuff.
Just throw his credibility out the window because he's that's
passionate.
an out-and-out
He's
lie.
passionate about America.
What is Mediaite, by the way? Are they a fucking liberal site or a conservative site or neither?
I don't know.
Okay, maybe they're neither.
To be honest with you, because, they might lean They might lean liberal, maybe, but they got clips from all over the place, all over the ball field. I like going there.
Yeah,
I like going to Mediaite.
Police told him.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, so I don't even want to just say what I just said.
Well, you're withdrawing your testimony?
Yeah, because I don't know. Someone that knows this shit more. I just go there and I'll see a clip or two I want to check out, and I'll do that. So I don't know. What's that Michael Moore clip? Is that a good one?
Which one we played?
We played that one. Okay.
Oh God, that fucking.
So you missed out on the Michael Moore.
Liar.
Yeah, someone's tweeting me. Zimmerman gets his head smashed in by. No, he wasn't. F you. He was told to not follow him.
No, he wasn't.
The cops told him.
No, he wasn't. The 911 operator said, we don't need you to do that, not knowing any of the situation. The 911 operator is totally free to say tell any suggestions they want. It's not a fucking authority figure. It's not the police. The 911 operator is not a police officer, has no authority to tell the person on scene that is better fit to decide what to do or not do. The 911 operator doesn't have the ability to tell you what to do or not do.
Anthony, this tweet's coming in.
Yeah.
Was Anthony Cumia there?
Uh-huh.
He is full of it about Trayvon.
Am I? Really?
You weren't there.
No, but I've read I've read so much about the witness testimony.
Maybe they're lying.
The police reports, the physical evidence that's been released to the public. I've read all that. I've pawed through it because I need to make informed statements about things. You're making statements based on emotion, so shut the fuck up.
Wow.
God, Michael Moore's lying. He's a liar. Michael Moore is a liar. I'm willing to say that and not have any fear of retribution, because that is a fucking out-and-out lie.
Well, let's get him on our show.
Yeah, do it.
I don't know how we do that. He came in once.
Yeah.
It was terrific.
The police told him nothing. Stalking. What? Yeah,
but
if
he
you
was
didn't have a
stalking.
gun.
He was stalking Trayvon Martin.
Stalking.
Stalking. You have the right to not be stalked.
Shut up.
What else is going on? You have a good night?
Yeah, not too shabby. You know, hanging out.
Before I go to bed, I always look at my Twitter feed. It's hard not to. That's why I don't sleep well. And I always know when Ant's up at the same time I am, because I'll look and I'll see 4M now, and some in the middle of some fucking rant argument. They never told him shit. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, I really am an ass.
No, it's just funny to just peeking on the timeline.
Yeah. I was having some fun tweets, though, yesterday, too. You know, I was tweeting little things, people asking, questions. People like asking me questions. I don't know why, but I try to answer them, especially with pictures. I like just getting pictures.
I saw the one picture. That was funny.
And just popping it in.
They asked if you had a guard dog, I think.
Yeah, and I just put some ugly bitch up there.
That chick was horrendous.
She was heinous.
Yeah.
And then people were asking if I had my pistol with me next to the pool, so I took a picture of my table next to me, and of course the pistol's there with a little glass of beer, and my phone was on the table too. And they're like, "How did you take a picture? What, do you have 2 iPhones?" And I said, "Why, yes, you are." So I took a picture of my 2 phones and the gun and the beer laying on there, and they're like, "Well, how did you take that picture?"
And how did you?
With the iPad.
Oh, yeah, right, there you go.
I thought it would be kind of funny to do. And,
right.
And then someone asked if I had hollow points, so of course I have to send that picture.
At least you're openly admitting you got 2 phones nowadays.
Yeah, well, I couldn't do that when I was going out with, the model. She would have been very upset.
Hey, do you
2 phones.
Did you get your new helicopter yet?
I got the other one out of the tree.
What
Is that what you found it?
That's my mullet shot.
Yeah, why are you growing a mullet?
I don't know. I just think it's kind of funny. I got to
No, there's a reason.
No, there's no reason. I just completely...
Somebody told you look good with longer hair.
No one ever said that.
Ant saw Joe Dirt, and he's like, you know what? Fuck it.
The only thing I'm growing is lazy. Oh, I have to go to...
What's up with the helicopters?
Hog. I got the other one out of the tree. Actually,
why was it in the tree?
My buddy Vinny got out of the tree. He went to the house,
Yeah.
knocked on the door like children. Hey, mister, I got to get my helicopter out of your tree. Yeah, that was the one that was stuck in the tree. But I'm getting kind of good at flying that thing around. It's pretty fun.
Why are you getting a new one? There's better shit out there now?
No, I'm not getting a new one. Who said that? Oh my goodness! No, I got the old one out of the tree.
You should get 2, so now you could film the one in the air.
Well, I was taking some
That
pictures.
would be cool, too.
I was filming it with the with my iPhone. Because when you hover the thing, you can put it up wherever you want and just put the goddamn controller down, put the iPad down, and you just take pictures with it. And then people were saying, do your neighbors get mad? Because I was kind of hovering in their yard the other day. But I don't spy on them or anything. Right. So they're not going to get mad at that.
Dan Miller is schooling me and Jimmy.
Oh, good.
Or Jimmy and I. Opie and Jimmy, do you guys know what makes a gun illegal? Possession by a criminal. Criminals break laws. That's why they're called criminals. The problem isn't with the amount of guns in existence. The problem is behavioral.
Yes.
Do you see that?
Well, thanks for schooling me, Dan Miller.
That's just right there, Dan Miller. This is why you can't have a discussion, and it's because of horses' asses like Dan Miller.
It's not as easy as that, Dan Miller.
We understand that criminals cause criminals do the shooting.
Yeah.
But the fact is there is an abundance of illegal guns out there. So I don't need to hear the basic argument that trigger doesn't pull itself. I get it. I get it. But the bottom line is there's too many illegal guns out there. There's too many floating around, and there are.
Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of illegal things that are very easily accessible. Unfortunately, guns, one of them.
Guns are the ones I'm worried about falling. I don't care if drugs fall into people's hands and they do it, and I know that can cause them to do things to other people, but that's them.
Whenever I make that analogy, I'm never trying to compare the danger between one or the other. I'm just comparing the availability and why they're available, and the fact that passing more laws rarely. What a big ass on that chick. Jesus.
I'm not really sure.
What is she?
Sorry.
What does she do? Does she?
She's one of our volleyball players.
Volleyball? Oh, okay.
What do you think? I'm not really sure.
No, I don't like that.
It looks like the ass belongs on another body.
Yes. It looks photoshopped.
Thank you, Power Dumpling, but I'm going to go with a fail on this picture.
Yeah, I don't like
I'm
that
sorry.
one.
I'm sorry.
I don't like that one at all.
If you have a big ass like that, you got to have bigger boobies.
Yeah.
It's got to be more proportionate. Keep trying, though. Thank you.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh, no, I was pretty much
it?
done. Yeah. It's just there are a lot of illegal guns out there.
I want to thank Dan Miller because I was schooled. Thank you, Dan.
Schooled.
I was schooled on that one.
Dan Miller, shut your face. Enough of your obsessive argument. He sounds like one of those obsessive guys. We get it. Guns don't shoot themselves. No one is saying they do. No one is saying that you should spank the guns. I'm saying there's too many illegal ones floating around.
Well, unless they make the laws that are in place right now and start enforcing them instead of legislating new laws that just affect legal gun owners,
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Let's really.
I think you make the penalties way harsher.
Yeah. Harsh.
Because people ask me, like, what's your solution?
But these guys aren't scared of going to jail because they're carrying guns so they don't get killed. Like, for them, the penalty is getting shot.
Right.
So the idea of going to jail isn't scary because they're carrying guns so they don't get shot.
I think it's a whole spectrum, and if you make the penalties much harsher, you're gonna weed some of those people out.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
God damn, look at Christian Bale.
You're not going to get rid of all of them, obviously, ever.
Christian Bale, we're going over there to Aurora.
Yeah.
Going to the hospital, saying hi.
Well,
laying down some flowers.
That's all about guilt.
You think?
Oh, God, yeah. You're the star of the movie, and you hear what happened. You're like, it's killing you inside.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a good guy on top of it, but he's like, I gotta go there. What's that?
Motorcycle, high-speed chase.
In and out.
Jesus. You think it's guilt, though?
Oh, there's got to be a lot of guilt associated with that. I'm not saying he's not a good guy.
I don't think so. Wow, I think he's just.
You're the star of the movie, and you know
guy.
Indirectly because you were starring in this movie, people are now dead. That's got to play with your mind a little bit.
I wouldn't think that would.
You don't think that would come to mind? Of course it would.
You're just in a movie. How somebody interprets anything or twists it around or uses it.
I think indirectly you're feeling, holy fuck.
Could have been any movie.
I guess.
But
it was the movie he was in.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Hey, either way, he did a great thing yesterday. So.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And no fanfare on his part. It wasn't like, hey, film me.
Right.
Like, I didn't see any real video of it. I guess
a couple of pictures that
some
people
still
tweeted.
Pics.
We should take a break. When we get back, I saw a headline. I don't even know what this means. Brett Favre is thinking about coming back to football. Could someone look that up?
It can't be.
Yeah, he's coaching high school football.
Wow.
But see how they do it on the news?
Of course.
They showed a clip of him in an NFL uniform.
Oh boy.
I think it was the Vikings, and you're sitting there like, really? They don't. Why can't they just say, yeah, he's going to coach some dumb football team that has nothing to do with the NFL?
Because no one would care about that. It's more intriguing if they say he'll be Brett Favre back involved in football.
Right. They got my attention. I'm like, what? What's that about? So, also Penn State. Mm-hmm. We didn't talk about Penn State yesterday. We ran out of time, but
yeah, we kind of didn't we?
Yeah, did we talk about this with the sanctions? No,
we talked about the sanctions.
Not yesterday.
No. When did we talk about it?
Well, the day before that all went down.
This whole thing is a blur to me.
I know. There was we were going to talk about the picture in the paper where everyone was so shocked that the sanctions were so harsh.
Yeah.
People very delusional over there.
They certainly are.
Extremely delusional. And now we got a clip of a Penn State fan comparing the sanctions to...
Oh, no, the Aurora shooting.
No.
To?
9/11.
9/11.
Oh, my God.
We got the audio next. And our fine mayor, Mayor Bloomberg.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
Right.
Well, wants to maybe go after the alcohol thing next.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
All right.
Since he's not going to stop, he's not going to go after Nathan's, and he's going to continue to have armed bodyguard. He really is do as I say, not as I do. What an arrogant, rich douchebag this guy is.
Hey.
I'm trying.
Now I'm nice.
I'm trying to stay strong with the sugary drink thing.
Yeah.
But they have a picture in the paper of this lawmaker, or I don't know, whoever the fuck, someone on the committee, whatever.
Yeah.
Holding a giant cup.
A big giant.
Just a giant. This is how much soda you could get type cup.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to stay strong on this one. It's in the paper if you want to check it out. It's giant. I think she could put it on her head.
But you could also
cover her entire head.
Couldn't you buy a Diet Coke that's that big too?
Well, the Diet Coke is really bad with all the shit they have in there. Diet Coke is dangerous.
It's
man.
just
all the chemicals they use.
It's a weak fucking thing to go after. It's the government getting involved where they don't fucking. But if you want to punish big fatzos, we're not covering you.
Right.
How about that? You want to fucking eat that much and drink that much? You're paying double the airline. Make them pay that way. Like, if people want to be big and fat and they're willing to pay those penalties, that's their right. Just don't fucking cry when you can't cram into an airline seat. Just don't fucking cry when it's been seen that your constant eating and obesity is making you sick in the hospital, and the rest of us don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, you slob.
But you have the right to do it.
I'm just saying the size of the cup was
huge. Right?
Made me a little weak. Like, all right, I'm hanging in there though.
Hang in.
All right, hit something, E-Rock.
Gun crime, things like this, gang-related violence, it's going to be minorities.
Just wiping each other out. Black on black crime. Black on white crime. Fucking behave. How about you do that? Make a movie called Rolling for Behave. Tell them to behave. I wanna see you make a movie called Rolling for Behave. Rolling for Behave. Tell them to behave. I wanna see you make a movie called Rolling for Behave. Rolling for Behave. Tell them to behave. I wanna see you make a movie called Rolling for Behave. Rolling for Behave.
SiriusXM. Yeah, this is the Opie and Anthony Show.